Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So in this video we're going to continue and we're going to start working on the fuselage. I'm sure some of you are probably were really waiting for this for a long time. So here we are, and what you see here is also the windshield and window. This is what's going to come in the next video, which we're going to work on. So but today we're only going to focus on the fuselage, and it's not going to take that long. It's very simple to do. But before we continue, I just want to remind you again, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button and the bell icon so you will get a notification every time I'm releasing a new video. And if you have any questions, any questions or wishes and something like that, just come in to this forum. I have a link in the description and choose this one over here, download the Piper yada yada. And here you can download all the files, and you can also in general add a post here, ask me any questions that you want. Okay, you can communicate with me through this forum. It will be much easier for everyone. Okay, back to our model here. What I want you to see here, as you can see, we have the SA wings. Okay, and now I've created a new sub-assembly that's called SA Fuselage. And inside the SA sub-assembly, we have the fuselage and all the other parts that going to build our fuselage or belong to the fuselage, okay? So it's going to be the doors, the windshield, the windows, and so on. So remember to have this structure, because you can see now I can turn on also the wings if I want, okay? And it's much easier to work like that, much more structure. So, and then inside we have our fuselage, which I'm going to activate because this is what we are going to work with. As you can see here, it's very simple, and it's not going to be that much, maybe, but it's very simple to create. So what we are going to do now, and I'm not going to show you exactly how I did all the sketches, because you already know the sketches. This is a very simple part. So what we did, what you are going to do is go into your canvas here, check the side, to see it, and create obviously, or create a sketch on this plane over here, okay, which is also the same plane of the origin. And you're just gonna create this sketch here. I give it a name, you see, side. Let me go in. So it's just simple sketch. We're just gonna go through here. I think it was a straight line I've created, and nothing special. I try to follow the outside, of the line, of the background line, okay? And here I use the 3-point control point spline to do the curve here. This one I've used the straight line, so it gave me not a 100%, but it's working fine for me. It's up to you. If you want, you can just create a spline here. It's not a big deal for me, that situation. And I stopped right here. And I'm going to show you in a moment why I stopped here. And as you can see here, this one is also straight line. And again, a spline, straight and straight. Very simple, straightforward. Okay, so that's something I'm sure you don't need me to show you how to do it. And I also want to save time. Okay, and then you move on to the top sketch. Again, the same, you're going to show the top view here, the canvas, and create a new sketch here. I'm just gonna turn it exactly the same way. Very simple, just follow, straight all the way. Don't do the curved line now, okay? This is very important in general, best practice. Try not to create fillets on your sketches. This is something that we're gonna use with our features tools, okay? Here we have the fillets. It's much better also in terms of performance and controls of all those features in general, because if you're gonna do a fillet here, and let's just say you want to change it. So you're going to have to go into the sketch in order to change it. And you can by accident, you know, screw up the whole sketch or part of the sketch without even noticing when you're going to play with it. So keep it simple. And then we're going to do all those fillets. You can do most of them many times, I would say, with the fillets tool. It's going to be much easier to control changes without you know, playing too much with our sketches. Okay, because many times the sketches are also going to be constrained and dimensioned, and every time you're going to do any change, you're going to have to remember sometimes to constrain it again and dimension and so on and so on. Okay, so try not to use the fillet command here. Best practice is to use the fillet feature instead. Now, yeah, so as you can see here, what I also did is I've created a project intersect of this line here from our side sketch. You just go to our sketch, include project intersect, but as you can see, I already put it here in my shortcuts. Okay, so it's easier. You're gonna project intersect this point here of this line. And so it's going to be a constraint, coincident constraint. It's very important, this part. And the same goes for here in the front, okay? Exactly the same. Otherwise, there's not going to be any connections and you're going to have some issues. So when you finish that, we're going to work on the front. Exactly the same way. But here in the front, I've just to be you know, sure, I just created a 3 points. Let's call this one plan through 3 points. Okay, you choose that and then you choose points. So I've chose this point here and this one here and this one here, and then it created this plane. And then I created sketch on this plane here, and this is the front. Now in the front here, again, the same as usual. Here we don't have any intersect, but just a normal project. So I projected the 3 points in general, but these two are the most important. Okay, the top one and the bottom one. And then we just created this rectangular shape. And as you can also see, it's going outside. It's much wider. If you turn it on here, you can see, and that is on purpose. And you will see in a moment why. So this is going to be just wider, but the height, it's going to be based on these points. And it's going to be also, remember, a coincident constraint to these points. So as you can see, it's very simple, and I'm not going to waste too much time. So just create it. You can pause, and then when you finish doing all the sketches, you can come back here. And here comes the fun part. I'm just going to just turn all this off. So you are here in this situation now when you're done with all the sketches. So what are we going to do next? And we're going to do the sweep. We're going to use the sweep command. In the sweep command, sorry, this is the result you're going to get. Okay. So you have our profile, which is this one here, our front sketch. The path is this one here. Okay, you can see it's pointing out. And then our rail, it's the top here. So you're gonna get this shape, and you choose full extent. Okay, then stretch, then you finished your body, click OK, and that's it. And that's what you're gonna get. And it doesn't really look like the shape here on the side. It looks the same, which is fine, but at the top, of course, it's not going to look the same. It's going to be much wider. So now we're going to create a shape. And how are we going to do that? With how is it called? The split body. Now I just want to remind you, we are on the May 21st. Last night, Fusion released an improvement for some of the tools. Amongst the tools are the split body. Until now, you weren't able to select multiple splitting tools. So if I had a sketch here and the sketch, they were not connected to each other, then I had to click OK and then do again a split tool. Now you don't have to. Now you can select multiple splitting tools, just so you know. So let's just say if those lines are not connected because you decided to use for example, this line here is a construction line and this one as well. So now you can select this side, this line, and this side, this line, the same time. And so it's going to improve. So you don't have to create you're going to cut the body now and then you create a new cut body, and a new cut body. So everything can be done at once. So as you can see here, my situation, because I have a closed profile, so it selected everything and the top sketch, and then you don't have to create the extend. Check the extend, and you click OK. And it's going to give you these extra pieces, which we don't need. Now, what I suggest you to do, I'm just going to hide this for a moment. With all those extras, I suggest you right click on the body here and then create a new group and call them, I don't know, extras, something like this. I hope my spelling is okay. And then just drag and drop them over here. Okay, and this is all the the small pieces that we're gonna cut, and we don't want to delete them. Okay, just leave them. They're not bother us. Just keep them over here, and that's it. So the bodies that we're going to work with are here. Okay, and yeah, so we end up with this body. Now if we check out the top view, you can see it looks really nice. In the side view also, it looks really nice. You see, few sketches, boom, that's it. We already have our basic shape of our fuselage. And now what we're going to do is we are going to control the smoothness of the corner here that we have. Okay, obviously we know that it's not that squarish, and we need to create much more smooth. And how are we going to do that? Now the sequence is very important. First we're going to work on these. As you can see here, we have these kind of sharp corners, and then we're going to work on these on these areas on the top and in the bottom. Okay, and not the opposite, not the other way around. So first we're going to start with this. You can try to do it the other way around, and then you're going to see why not. So first what I did, I'm just going to double click. As you can see here, obviously we can create multiple fillets at the same time, which is also makes the things much more easier. So I started with this line over here, and I can just unselect it. Okay, so you can just select this one here and go to the top here. And just gonna make things a little bit easier. So we know from the top it looks okay. So we're gonna give it something maybe like that. And you look here around and see if it works fine. You're happy with the results. And then you click the plus again. You're gonna choose this one. Do the same. Go here to the top. Zoom in a little bit. And then push it just a little bit. Okay? Not too much. And not too little, because we want it to look as natural as possible, the curve here, okay, the shape. Good. So when you're done, if you're happy with these results, you just click OK and you move on. Okay. So then we move on to start shaping the rest of the fuselage. So what we did here is, first I'm going to show the front canvas. We're going to start here from the front. So as you can see here, our front here, the nose, it looks kind of a special shape. And I'm not quite sure exactly why. Maybe it's when I resized the front canvas, maybe I did some mistake over there, or maybe not, maybe it's something else that went wrong. I'm not quite sure. Hopefully in your case it looks much better, because I checked our side and top views in relations. So everything looks good in terms of the shape, in terms of the sketches, everything looks really nice. But here in the front, for some reasons, I mean, the nose was supposed to be here, our sketch, but it's not. It's all the way here, as you can see. It's quite a large distance here. So I don't know, I'm not quite sure why it is like this. But anyway, I created fillets here, but I chose variable radius. This is the one. This point, it shows the end. And then I started pushing it in until I got close to the shape here, as you can see here, of the canvas. And yeah, and then I gave it, here it gave me 7 millimeters, it looks good. And then here at the start, I gave it like 5. Okay, it's not supposed to be that much fillets over there. Less one at least. 5, it works fine for me. And then you can always, you know, just turn it around and see how it fits. So I'm just gonna turn off these two. So it looks good. And then you move on to the next one. And remember that this one, the start, here it's 5, which means the others should also be about 5, okay? Because then the transition between them, it's gonna look so much better, you see? There's a really nice transition here. If I'm gonna give it a 4 or 3, you're gonna see the transition, it's gonna be kind of really weird. So we have to make sure that transition, it's really good. Otherwise, what you're gonna do is you're going to need to create a variable fillet. So we're gonna create like for example, like we have here, you have 2 points, start and finish, and then you're gonna create a new midpoint. So the beginning, it's going to be also 5, but the midpoint or other points, they're going to be less. Okay, so that's what's going to happen here. You're going to have here it's going to be like the end, and somewhere here it's going to be the beginning, but in the middle it's going to be you're going to create a new point and you're going to reduce it. So, but you need to make sure that those two closed fillets, they need to be as close as possible to each other, the same amount. So you're going to create a new transition. And then from the next point, you can start reducing it if that's what you want, or increase it if that's what you want. So that's the technique. But here there are 4 edges that I've selected. And yeah, so there are 4 edges that I've selected here. This is the last one. So 1, 2, 3, something like 4. And I gave them all 5. So this is just the normal edges. Okay, you can see constant radius. And then the last one, and I have the end here, I gave it 5, and the start, I gave it 3, because I didn't want the back to be too curvy. Okay, it was too much. So 3 was okay, was enough. Now again, if you have any troubles with this, just let me know. But it's quite simple. It's you're just going to play with it and you're going to see how it works. It's very easy. But make sure you're selecting the right edges and you don't miss any kind of edge. And it's going to give you in the beginning arrow until you finish doing both sides. So don't worry, okay? Don't freak out. You're going to start here and then you're going to move over here. And then it's going to give you an arrow, but then move on to the next one, and then it's gonna accept it. Okay, so don't worry about that. Finish everything, and then everything is gonna look good, as long as you're not putting too much fillets. So that's the result we're gonna get. You finish with that, then we move on to the bottom area, exactly the same way. Show the front canvas. Okay, and you select also in this point again. Here I got one edge. I didn't have these splitted edges. I got one edge, and I selected variable radius. And so here at the start, as you can see here, I try to follow again the same shape, as you can see here, of the sketch itself. So I try to make it so it's going to look good with what I've got, with my result. And you can already see here that the propel is not going to be exactly in the same position. I will have to reposition it. In my case, hopefully in your case, it's going to look much better. And yeah, so the start, it was 10, was a little bit more. And then the end, I gave it 2 right here. I didn't give it 3 like at the top. I gave it 2. It was enough. Maybe I should have given it less. I don't know. It's up to you. And this is it. You just click OK, and that's the result you're going to get. And now what we're going to do is we're going to mirror it to the other side. Okay, that's the easiest way to do that. And when you mirroring features, so first make sure you select features from the drop-down menu, and then you're going to select them here in the timeline one by one. Then of course you have the mirror plane, and then you're going to choose here optimize. Okay, when you're mirroring features, you choose optimized, almost 100% of the cases. So do that. Okay, and then you're going to click OK, and boom, voila, it's going to be a mirror to the other side. And look how it looks. Beautiful, nice and smooth. Next fillet I did, it's for right here in the windshield area. Okay, thought about it. It is too sharp. I just want to give it just a slight fillet. So I created one, and I think I give it, yeah, like 3, only for this edge over here. Okay, and so it looks a little bit nicer. Good. Now we didn't finish everything yet. As you remember, we have this last piece of the tail here, and now I'm going to show you how to do it, and to do it so it's going to look really much more natural. Otherwise, if we would have cut it, it will try to fill it this area, it's going to be a mess. That's why I kept it like this. This is really good technique, and you can try something else, but you will see in the end that this is very simple and will give you really, excellent results. So what I did here, I created a new sketch, which you're gonna see here. Okay, this minute, yep. So I created a new sketch here, and I projected the face here. So let's go into the sketch here. Whoops, I don't know why it's annoying. Something that the Fusion need to work on. So I projected it, and I didn't keep the link in the projection. And then I also projected the center line here from, it was, I think, from the top, no, from the side sketch. Okay, I projected also this line here, center. And next, what I did is I split it or broke the line here. When you project it, so it's going to be one straight line here, but I wanted to split it, so we're going to have a half here and a half here. Okay, so I split the line here and also at the bottom. Okay, so it's split it, and that's it. And you just click stop sketch, and you get something like that. Then I created a new sketch, and that's going to be in the side like this. Okay, so we have the side one. So we created a sketch. Here let me just turn this one off for a second. So I projected the profile here of the body, which is the side. Yes. Now the reason that I did that, it is because when I created this sketch here, and by the way, first you are going to intersect this point here, okay, and this point here. It's very important, remember. So that's going to give us the point of the straight line, and so we have a connections between all the lines. Very important. So and then I drew this is just a straight line, normal straight line. all the way over here, and the same at the bottom. And next, what I did is collinear a constraint between this line and this line, because I need to make sure that it's continuing, okay? Continuous straight line all the way down. And yeah, next I move on to the arc command, and I use the 3-point arc, point here, point 2, and then 3 here, and then shape it so it looks nice. Yeah, and that's it. Very, very simple. And this is what you get. Now comes the magic and the really, really fun part. You're gonna change to the patch environment. I'm just gonna hide the canvas for a moment so it's not gonna fuse us. So this is the what we're gonna get. And then you're gonna do a loft. Gonna use the loft command. So you start by selecting this side of the profile, one piece at a time, all the way around. Then you move on to the second profile, which is this one here, the side sketch. Okay, and that's gonna give you some kind of, you see, gonna give you these results. And then you're gonna think, okay, then I can mirror to the other side. Nope, because what's gonna happen, this is the top view. This, you can see, it's not gonna give us the shape that we want if we're just gonna loft one side. So what you're gonna need to do is, we're gonna need to select the other side now. Okay, so you're gonna select this one, this one, this one, and ignore the warnings while you're selecting. Okay, voila. Okay, so now we're done. Now you're gonna check out the top view again, and look at that. Very, very, very nice. Okay, and yeah, so when you're done, you're gonna end up with this, and we're gonna need to close it. So we're gonna create a patch. We're gonna close this, and after the patch, obviously we're going to stitch it with a stitching tool, and that's gonna make a new body for us. So you're gonna end up with this, and look at that, how beautiful it is. It's perfect. And then all we gotta do is, you're right, we need to combine them together. So you're gonna change back to the model environment, choose to combine, and you can combine these two pieces. So this is what you're gonna end up in the end. Look at that, really, really nice. And back here. But again, it's up to you. If you have something better, better technique, yeah, you can do that, whatever works. So now at this point, I also created a shell. Okay, it's just simple shell. Just right click. Okay, I just selected the front face, and yeah, I give it 1 millimeter. Again, it depends on your size of your body. Each body, depends. So this is going to be 1 millimeter. I gave it, and maybe I should have given it even less. Let's see. I think maybe less, maybe 0.6. Good. I hope it's not going to make any problem in the future. No, I don't think so. But 0.6, still everything looks good. And yeah, so this is where we stop. This is the fuselage. Okay, this is the main body, the base. From now on, we're going to start cutting, adding all the different other parts that belongs to the fuselage. We're gonna start with the windshield, then we're gonna move on to the doors, the back windows, I don't know yet, and then we're gonna do the windows for the doors and so on. But over here we have a really, really nice shape for the fuselage. Everything now here you can see its structure. We have our fuselage component, then we have the SA fuselage sub-assembly. Okay, we can turn on this one. We can go to our roots component. We can see everything that we have done so far and how it looks. So slowly you can see our airplane starting to get a really nice shape, and it looks like also an airplane. And yeah, so this is it. Okay, as you can see, I've tried to make it shorter, but I couldn't. Sorry for that. Between 20 to 30 minutes, I think it's okay. So I'm gonna stop right here. So as I said before, our next stop is gonna be the windshield and the doors and so on and so on. And don't forget again to subscribe, hit the like button if you like it, and the bell icon to get a notification. And if you have any questions, again, don't forget, don't be shy. You can contact me here in the community and this forum that I've created. You have a link in the description for everything here that you see. So have fun, enjoy it, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.